A period is part of the menstrual cycle and happens every 28 days or so. But this time of the month is painful for many women. Yes, some pain and cramping is normal, but excessive pain is not. In this video, find out 4 key herbs to help relieve period pain, along with other tips and tricks. So if you want to learn more about herbs for period pain, watch this video. Let's go. Firstly, this was a very highly requested video, but I was in 2 minds about making it, mainly because I'm a man and I don't want to mansplain, as they call it, but my intentions are pure. You know, I've been sharing tips and tricks like this on social media for over 8 years, so I really hope this video is beneficial for you. There are a lot of misconceptions about pain. What is normal, what makes it worse, and what makes it better? Today we're going to break it down. Well, as a general rule, some pain, some discomfort, some cramping during your menstrual periods is normal. It's excessive pain that's not normal. Pain that causes you to miss work, pain that causes you to miss out on things that you care about. This kind of pain is not normal and should be looked into a little bit further. And genetic factors can play a role in how much pain a woman gets, but also some of the factors that determine the amount of pain can be influenced by lifestyle. Fun fact, humans are one of only a few mammals that get periods. A majority of animals don't. For humans, around once a month, the uterus lining gets thicker to prepare for a fertilized egg if the woman becomes pregnant. And if the egg doesn't get fertilized, that lining is released from the body as blood through the vagina. So, to help the uterus get rid of the lining, hormone-like lipids called prostaglandins cause contractions in the first few days of the periods. The more of this hormone there is, the more severe the cramping will be. And as the lining sheds, the level of this hormone reduces. So bear this in mind as you move forward in this conversation. But before then, it's worth also noting that painful periods can come from a range of other issues. Some of these issues include uterine fibroids, endometriosis, and even IUDs. But for a lot of women, painful periods, also known as dysmenorrhea, may occur without any underlying issues. So the reason why ibuprofen works for many women who experience period pain is that ibuprofen blocks the enzyme that makes prostaglandins, and this results in lower levels of prostaglandins within the body. It's worth noting that prostaglandins can cause fever, pain, swelling, and inflammation, and this is very much in line with a recent study on why periods hurt a lot. This study suggests that the pain may be caused by acute inflammation, and this is measured by C-reactive protein, also known as CRP. CRP is a protein produced by the liver, and its levels rise when inflammation is present in the body. Also, ibuprofen negatively interacts with CRP, and this might be another reason why it works for some in terms of pain relief. So all of this background helps us understand that there is a potential link between period pains and inflammation. So let's look at 4 things you can do right now to help reduce your period pain. The first thing you can do right now is to look at your diet. So I tweeted this in 2012, and even with the very bad grammar and spelling, I wanted to shed a little bit more light on it. Since then, a lot of articles have been written about the potential link between dairy and period pain. In this article by The Insider, it says that dairy is a major part of a well-balanced diet, but eating too much cheese or consuming too much dairy milk-based products on your period can cause your period pains to worsen. In fact, dairy can lead to bloating, gas, or diarrhea. And in my opinion, the weeks leading up to your period, it may be worth just reducing dairy to play it safe. There are different potential reasons as to why there is a link between period pain and dairy, but essentially one that's agreed upon is that a diet high in saturated fats, which is plentiful in cheese and full fat dairy products, can increase inflammation. And there is one thing I can say about a lot of the women that I know is that they love cheese. If you love cheese, also comment below and let me know. So if cheese and dairy can potentially increase inflammation due to the fats within it, this potentially can worsen your cramps, because anything that really can affect inflammation, one should be mindful of, especially if you suffer from painful periods. It's worth noting that this is a theory to some extent, because in some people, dairy can reduce inflammation, but I think it's to do with the potential sensitivity to the proteins within dairy. As you know, a lot of people are lactose intolerant to some extent. A lot of us don't know we're intolerant or to what levels unless we do a test. What we do, we just tend to live with the symptoms of this intolerancies, and we can be intolerant to a lot. If you suffer from painful periods, it might even be worth doing an intolerancy test. Okay, enough about dairy. In general, speaking to the women in my life whilst researching this video, I found that most of them have a rough indication of things that make their periods worse. For some, it could be alcohol, and some say it's high sugar or junk food. All of those to some extent are right. It's all about being mindful. The time your flow is better, what was different? When it was worse, what was different? Writing that down, keeping a diary will allow you to make some changes next time and slowly but surely improve. Some key foods to look out for, and these have been linked to worsen period pains, include sugar, and that includes fruit juice. Caffeine, yes, coffee, caffeine. Excessive caffeine every day can constrict blood flow, and that includes blood flow to the lining of your uterus, and this can cause the vessels that feed your uterus to tighten, making your period pains even more painful. Also, salty food. Salt, similar to coffee, can constrict blood vessels. Also, salt can lead to bloating and fluid retention. But also, for some people, it might be worth cutting out gluten. The second thing you can do right now to help reduce your period pain is to reduce stress. Stress is a big deal. Research shows that about 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical well-being. This is huge, and this is just the people that know they're stressed. Some of us can be stressed, inflamed, and still not know. But the symptoms are there, and some of these symptoms include tiredness, irritability, and also stress can actually worsen your period pain. One study where women kept a diary for 12 months found that 44% of women with high stress developed period pains, and that's compared to 22% of women with moderate to low stress. Even worse, stress can have an impact on the immune system, and research concludes that periods themselves and the changes in hormones does have a toll on the immune system, and this can make some people more likely to get ill. So it's imperative that you learn to de-stress, not just for your period pain, but just in general for your well-being. And things you can do to de-stress is exercise better, sleep, work on your diet, do some breathing exercises, do some exercise, go for a run, go for a jog, do some yoga, do some swimming. Just generally doing things you enjoy, like spending time with family, will help. This alone will help many people and their period pain. The third thing right now you can do to relieve your period pain is to get your nutrients up. Each one of these nutrients have been shown to have an impact on period pain. So make sure you're having foods, supplements, and herbs with iron, vitamin B12, B6, thiamine. One study found that up to 87% of participants with painful periods were cured after 2 months of daily 100 milligrams thiamine supplementation. So that's quite important to know. Also, omega-3, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, and even a probiotic might help. So to not make this video too long, I won't go into foods with these nutrients. Just Google up the nutrient name and foods that go along with it, and you can have a look. Also, a good multivitamin can help, and those who eat fish, a good fish oil might also be beneficial to you. I also have a nutrient guide that goes over each nutrient the body requires, deficiency symptoms, how much your body requires, and what foods and herbs you can get this particular nutrient from. So if you want to check that out, click the link in the bio. It's definitely worth it. The last thing you can do right now to help reduce your period pain is heat therapy. This is an obvious one that every single person knows, but sometimes it's good to be reminded of the obvious. In general, heat therapy increases blood flow and makes connective tissues more flexible. So heat therapy can help reduce inflammation, and also it can help relax the muscles of the uterus, thus increasing blood flow, which can potentially help ease pain. Things such as hot water bottles, saunas, heat cushions, and so on and so forth might be worth a quick investment. As a quick bonus, and for this bonus, I need you to subscribe and drop a like down here. The bonus is that it's important to look after your liver. We rarely talk about the organs in the body in relation to our everyday life, but it's crucial. For example, did you know in traditional Chinese medicine, period pain gets blamed on the liver? We spoke about the liver and CRP in regards to inflammation before, but also one of the jobs of the liver is to help remove excess hormones and waste from the body. And if it's not functioning optimally, this buildup can lead to a lot of issues, and that includes painful periods. So look after the liver. Most of the foods that we spoke about before in terms of avoiding, those aren't the best for the liver, you know, foods such as fried foods, but also alcohol is not very good at all for the liver. So whilst you're getting lit, be very mindful of when you're getting lit in regards to your cycle, okay? So I hope those 4 tips and things you can do right now are beneficial. If you're new to this channel, I always go into some background, sometimes quite in depth, and things you can do right now, and some background as to why some people might be experiencing some of these issues. And that helps with further learning, and that helps trigger something in people's minds. But now, without further ado, let's get into the 4 herbs that can help with period pain and menstrual cramps. The first herb that can help with period pain is a herb called Cramp Bark. Cramp Bark has been traditionally used to help treat pain from cramps. These include muscle cramps as well as period cramps. What's interesting about Cramp Bark is that it's said to help relax muscles in the uterus to potentially reduce the cramping and thus pain. One study found that a herbal supplement containing Cramp Bark, amongst other nutrients, helped reduce symptoms of PMS. But unfortunately, not much research is done on this particular herb itself. But what we do have is many people around the world who swear by this herb. For example, if you go to any Amazon page of Cramp Bark as a herb and look at the reviews, there will be women who rave and rant about how this herb has potentially helped their period pain. So it's potentially worth looking into a bit further. The second herb that can help with painful periods is Fenugreek. In one study, half the group were given a placebo, the other half were given Fenugreek powder. And what they found was the duration of the period pain, as well as symptoms of the period pain, such as, fatigue, lack of energy, and the amount of pain was reduced in the Fenugreek group. This shows great promise, and me personally, I own Fenugreek powder too, as it's great for balancing hormones. For example, for women, Fenugreek seeds contain phytoestrogens which help balance estrogen, and this makes it an excellent herb to help balance female hormones. And as you may know, estrogen plays a huge role in period pain. The hormone we spoke about earlier, called prostaglandins, which can impact the amount of pain, is actually produced more when your estrogen levels are high, and thus result in higher levels of pain. So anything that helps balance hormones may be beneficial. And as an added bonus, Fenugreek may also help with low testosterone and low libido in women. It's a powerful herb. The third herb that could potentially reduce period pain is raspberry leaf. Raspberry leaf is said to help with balancing hormones, and as we spoke about before, this is very helpful. Raspberry leaf is also said to be a good anti-inflammatory, and it can aid digestion, preventing constipation. Constipation is something many women get during their periods, and constipation can actually even make period pains worse due to its impact on blood flow. So raspberry leaf here is ticking a lot of boxes. As always, all my research links are in the description if you want to do a little bit of further reading. The last herb I'll discuss to help relieve period pain is a herb called lady's mantle. Lady's mantle is sometimes referred to as women's herb, and a lot of women use it for menstruation, but also general well-being. Traditionally, throughout history, it was used for menstrual issues, menstrual cramps, hormonal imbalances, menopause, and other issues. It's said to help regulate menstruation in terms of the timeliness of it, and also the production of progesterone. But also, some of the compounds in this herb have some pain relieving benefits, some anti-inflammatory benefits, and also it's anti-spasmodic, which essentially means it helps suppress muscle spasms or muscle cramps, thus making it a great herb for period pains and general well-being. And as an added bonus, it can be beneficial for skin too. There are other herbs that can help with period pain, such as milk thistle, turmeric, ginger, stinging nettle, blue vervain, chasterberry, bilberry, yarrow, dandelion, and shepherd's purse. These herbs can help reduce period pain. So if you want a part 2 where I discuss more herbs, make sure you let me know in the comments and smash the like button. I really hope you enjoyed this video and it was beneficial to you. I'm looking forward to you commenting later and letting me know about how light your next periods are after you use some of these tips. Be sure to share this video with at least one person you think will benefit. And if you want to learn more about herbs, click on my face and get my herb guide. And before you go, check out these 2 videos right here and right here. It's your brother Paulo Tote, certified herbalist and nutritionist. I'll see you guys on the next one.